Talk about this and discuss as to why does he feel the way he does with our guest, Mr. ANIL SARIN, BJP spokesperson, joins us on the program. All right. Mr. ANIL SARIN? Mr. SARIN, if you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Right. What do you think explains this kind of a hatred towards Bhagat Singh? He's obviously miffed at what happened with Operation Blue Star. He was a police officer, resigned in protest, but at the same time, he's been fomenting a lot of anti-India sentiment by being pro-Khalistani.
First of all, we all should strongly condemn the words he has used as a terrorist for Shaheed Bhagat Singh. Because Sardar Bhagat Singh is an icon for not only Punjabis but throughout the country and in the world. And a young generation particularly is a source of inspiration for them. The most unfortunate part is that such type of persons still survive. And he won the election just now, Sangrur. And that too is, what I can say is, because I have been there in the elections throughout, it was not vote for Mann, but it was vote against Bhagwant Singh Mann more, because of the disillusionment of the public in general of the Sangrur Parliament constituency, because Bhagwant Mann represented that. They gave them all the 13 seats and all the 9 parliamentary seats within the Sangrur with the thumping majority. But within 3 months, they stand exposed and people are disillusioned with them, and they are very angry over their, you can say to be their false promises and unfulfilled promises. You can say whatever we can. So the people wanted to teach a lesson to the Bhagwant Mann government. And for that, the only option, they choose who can defeat Bhagwant Mann and our party. So they choose, by default, it is Simranjeet Mann. But right from the day one...
Mr. SARIN, are you saying that people were so upset with Bhagwant Mann that they actually chose someone without looking at, what their philosophy and ideology is?
Yes, this is what happened. Because they were so angry with the Bhagwant Mann government. And otherwise, he has been, for last 20 years, he's hardly getting any votes. And how he managed to get these votes? It was only anti-establishment votes that went to his ticket. And all these things aside apart, the biggest thing is that he's a radical. He has always supported anti-national elements, and calling Bhagat Singh a terrorist. He must apologize to the nation and withdraw his words.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. SARIN, what do we do about this kind of a talk where Bhindranwala is, put up on a pedestal and Bhagat Singh is ostracized and insulted? There definitely has to be consequence for this, because it is a dangerous precedent.
You can understand his mental status, mental health, you can say, or whatever you can say. He is comparing Shaheed Bhagat Singh with Bhindranwala.
He's not even comparing, sir. He's calling them extremes. He's calling the other terrorists, and he's calling the other one a Shaheed.
One thing we have to understand: Shaheed Bhagat Singh fought for the country against the English people who are ruling and not giving us our democratic right and all that. Whereas other chap is concerned, he was fighting our own government within the country. There's a big difference between that. Bhagat Singh, what Bhagat Singh did, he did it for the freedom of the country, to get the Britishers out of the country. And other chap killed innocent peoples in Punjab. And how can you compare? This is the mental status of Simranjeet Mann. So you can say we don't have any words for how we should call this gentleman. He's a stupid chap. Unfortunately, he has been elected as a member of parliament. But you have to think over. It is a democracy. People elected him, and he's speaking. And not this is the first time. He always speaks in these terms, and he always quotes certain things which make him headlines in the news.
Okay,
he's in a habit of it. He's in a habit of it. And that's why people of the Punjab has been ignoring him such a long time. Because of this utterance.
What happened? What happened now, sir? Why was he voted in now?
Yeah, this is what I said. Because of the disillusionment with the Aam Aadmi Party, within 3 months, people were so angry with them, and none of the other parties, whether it is BJP, whether it is Congress or Shromani Akali Dal, they are not accepting Congress and Akali Dal because of their previous regimes working. BJP is not in a position to win that election in the public perception. That is because of this farm agitation and all that. BJP may not. They think that BJP may not be able to defeat the Aam Aadmi Party candidate.
Okay, all right. So